Alright guys, welcome back to another recap. Another solid day, another solid week. So you guys see it by the thumbnail. I am up closing the week a little bit over 4K this week, and today's profit is going to be exactly 1,131 with 39 cents. I've traded about 2 hours is usually what I trade unless I'm digging myself out of a hole, which happened earlier this week. But you know, 1,000 today, 1,000 yesterday, and then like 700, 800 for the week, and 500 on Monday. So solid week, over 4K. And last week I think I came up just under 5K. So that's about almost 5 figures in 2 weeks. So 2023 is treating me good so far. For those of you guys that are new to my channel, I'm going to go over every single trade that I took today. I'm going to show you guys the actual entries and exits, explain why I took these trades, especially the big one of the day. And I also stream live, so every single trade you guys are watching me trade live, completely free. I don't charge for anything. Right here on YouTube and on tradecaster.com. So you guys hit that notification bell and you guys can join me live next time. I got over 160 people on YouTube, and on Tradecaster I had a little bit over 300 today. You guys can choose either or. Even though there's more on Tradecaster, that YouTube chat is a lot more active. But either way, I'll see you guys there. As far as today, so the trades were mostly on Tesla. No shorts today and no penny stocks at all. I don't think so. So it was just Tesla. Now, if you guys see by my little chart, I honestly wasn't trying to get a bigger green day today. I kind of just wanted to get in, get out, enjoy the weekend. Got a wedding to go to, so you know, just wanted to get green, get out. I got myself up about 800 bucks on the day, and then I almost gave all of it back, and then I got myself up again. $500, $600 on the day, and then I gave almost all of it back. I think at one point I was up like $50 on the day. I was up already 800, but then I finally got the big trade, the trade that I was looking for, even though I was kind of chopping around, and you guys can see that. By the way, if you guys are also subscribed to my YouTube channel, you don't have to pay for it. You guys can see on my channel there's a live video section. If you guys don't tune in live, you can actually watch every trade live after it's already recorded, so you guys can go back and see every single trade that I took here in live in real time with my real reactions and me actually trading it. Anyway, so I got down to almost $50, $40 on the day green, and then finally nailed that one trade. And after that, I decided to call it, you know, over four something on the week. Last week, like I mentioned, just under 5K. All green this week, all green next week, all green for March as well. So if you guys see, here's my overall calendar for 2023. You know, only 4 red days, and that right there is pretty impressive. Usually I average 4, 5, maybe 6 red days a month last year. So you guys can see this. This year is literally 4 in total. So crazy start, crazy start. Anyways, the trades today. So Tesla, my first trade on Tesla, I took a not opening range breakout, but I took a quick scalp here. I saw this red candle push down, instantly saw this green candle engulf it. So at that point, I took a micro pullback here. By the way, here are my actual trades, so you guys can see them. Pretty clean trading today, and you guys will see here. So there's that initial. There's that initial trade right there. So I took along there 175.03. Looks like I got it at 150. So 50 cents on $500. That was 250 bucks. So I instantly got, in the first 2-3 minutes, I was up, boom, 250 bucks on the day, and that was a good trade. Now this trade should have been the one that I could have capitalized a little bit better on. What was my mentality, psychology, whatever reason to take this trade? For one, we got a little bit of a pre-market low right there, pivots there, so you guys can see this thing sold straight down to that level, started rejecting it here with these green candles, and then ended up going for another leg. But aside from it being that pre-market pivot there, if you look back at yesterday, so yesterday's close was exactly that line right there, that 172.50. So as soon as we hit that daily low, that we go under that low, now we're holding that pivot. Now we're holding yesterday's close, yesterday's low, which is also shown on the daily. So if you guys look at my daily here, yesterday's close right there at 172.51. So at that point I was like, okay, let's take another short. And so this is my second short of the day. So I added 500 shares here short. I think a little bit of a chase. So I got 175.88. No, never mind. I got a good entry on that. 175.88 up here somewhere on this red candle, and it's instantly started dropping. Now the thing on this one is I covered 300 right away, so you guys can see, you know, I covered 300 30 cents in, and then this thing dropped down to 169. So I should have held these a little bit longer, almost a 172 entry down to 170. If I would have held that hold 500 shares all the way down, That would have been a $1,000 trade just itself with only 500 shares. So I took it out a little bit early, and if I do remember this one correctly, as soon as this hit a low, it kind of stalled, and it just kind of stalled there. Tape was not accelerating. This thing was not going through low days, so I got a little cautious, starting exiting 100 at a time, 100 at a time, 100 at a time, in case this thing wanted to shoot back up. Then I locked some profit in, and that was it. This thing kind of flagged again at a new level here, and honestly, this level is gonna be 169.47. This was just low of pre-market there, so pre-market had a low of 169. I should have known here as well. We had a low of pre-market, so I had an obvious target to wait almost to hit a new low. So I should have held this one a little longer. So that would have been a 1K trade. Plus that could have been up 1.3 in the first 20 minutes, 10 minutes of market open, 8:30, 8:40. Here it kind of went for it again, and it was making new lows. Everything looked weak all across the board. NQ, SPY, everything was dropping. The bank stocks were also dropping. Crazy what's going on there. So SIBB, FRC, Bank of America, was it FRC? Yeah. And so I took one last scalp. Now this is a little bit of a tiny flag here, so I took it 500 a little more aggressively. This one was kind of chasing a low day, so I descaled it, took it 300 shares to the downside. Now whatever news are going on with the banks and going bankrupt and stuff, that's not anything light here. The last time something like that happened, I think, was in 2008. So this could be something serious. And so as soon as this thing popped up again, back to that low day yesterday, that's when I was like, you know what, let's take another stab. Now this one, I started scaling in. So I usually just straight up click the button, get trigger happy, straight in. But that's when I know the direction of that actual trade, right? If I expect this thing to quick sell off, to quick breakout, I'm in real quick, immediately. Now there's certain trades where I'm trying to catch the top and I'm anticipating, so I start kind of scaling in, and those are honestly usually the ones that I end up losing the most. This happened to me yesterday, this happened to me the day before that, or something like that, and it happened to me again. So you guys can see here, it looks like I added, and then finally got back down to me closing my position. And what happened was, instead of taking 500, 300, I took 100 here, and then 100 here, and then 100 here, shorting, and then 100 here, and then 100 here. I was in like 500 shares short, but because I added pretty low, this thing was just red against me, and I was shorting again, red against me, shorting again. Didn't expect this thing to go that high, honestly. I was looking for this low day to reject, but if anything, it did the opposite. It broke straight through it, that same level as earlier, came right back down, flagged here, and then made the next leg. So on that red trade, I did cover down here, so I knew that I was in a losing trade. So at that point, I ended up getting out of that one. But those are the trades that you now see on my PNL that made me lose money, right? So at that point, I was up close to 800 bucks on the day from these three right here, and then I started scaling in here, looking for the next leg down, and ended up just reclaiming that leg, flagging and going again. So this right here is where I got chopped again. Then I don't know exactly where I got the next trade, because it looks like I got myself back to $500, and then I almost gave it all back, and that was kind of just chopping around this area. So at this one, I'm looking at the 5-minute, I'm looking at the overall market, seeing what it's doing. Right here, there's kind of a pivot, and this is the big trade of the day. So you see this pivot here in pre-market, kind of support. Once I gave out, it flushed. Here is high of pre-market there, same thing, resistance, broke out of it, support, used it as support, and then flushed around to that level. So Tesla popping back up to this level. I thought maybe, hey, this level might be a good resistance again, and that level is, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it. So that's 174.7, because these are two different charts. So this is 174.7, somewhere around here. And this is where that little bit of that 5-minute chart and just kind of analyzing what I'm seeing on the 1-minute helped. So what I'm seeing here is this stock, kind of held yesterday's low, tried push very nice. So this is already one flag, tried going for it again, tried flagging again. Look at this low volume pullback again. This is where you can maybe take another trade, kind of pivots here, take another trade for the long, and then what do I see? Not a breakout, right? This failed to make a higher high, and then tries for it again, and then what do I see? Another failed breakout, right? Tries to go again, gets stuffed, and then what do I see? Another failed breakout and tries to get stuffed. If I zoom in on this 5-minute chart, you guys can see all those breakouts are just creating topping wick. So it's creating a topping wick here, It's creating a topping tail there. It's creating another topping tail there, and it's creating another topping tail there. Those are all of these, right? As soon as it popped, it makes a wick. On the 5 minute, shows it clearly. On the 1 minute, it's just a false breakout. Tries to go for it again, false breakout. Tries to go for it again, false breakout. Tries to go for it again, false breakout. Now, I'm not gonna lie, watching the actual tape on this trade, on this Tesla and this consolidation, it was strong. And you can tell it was strong because you can see that as this thing is trying to break out, it's actually making higher highs. So as soon as this thing dropped, buyers, boom, and right back up. And then they kind of disappear, and short sellers are like, not too fast. And then drops, but again, higher low. Buyers step in real quick. Look at this candle. Pushes down, and then buyers step in right away, push it back up, and then go for another attempt. And then they all disappear. Could not break out, and then it's stuffed. And then again, drops down, and then buyers, another higher high. This is getting pinned to that level. Usually, getting pinned to a level, getting pinned to a flat top is going to give you that breakout. But those topping wicks up here at this level and just overall market conditions, did not think this had it in it. This thing just sold off. Maybe it's just catching a big bounce. Did not think this would bounce like that much again. And so I ended up taking, as soon as this thing tried to go here, this thing tried to pull back, this thing tried to go, I was like, you know what? Here's my risk to reward trade. I'm going to take a short here. If this thing breaks out, great. I catch a squeeze, I get out of the trade, I lost money on it, and try to maybe either chase it to the top side or then follow it back on down, right? So that was my thinking. But two, if this doesn't break out, then for one, I just got the highest possible fill on a short entry, so that would be the lowest possible fill on a buy entry. So that would be like me sniping it right there for a long and then selling here. So I ended up shorting here. And as soon as this candle stuffed, and then this candle tried pushing higher, but rejected, and look at this volume, nothing there. Buyers are no longer trying to push this up. I actually added to this position, and I added even more. Sorry, my phone is vibrating. I actually added, so I was in with 500. I think I added another 300. It was kind of moving fast today, so I was kind of iffy on adding another 500, which is honestly, theoretically, 200 shares is not going to kill me. Honestly, would have made me a little bit more money. But, I ended up adding 300, and you guys can see these entries right around here. So you see that initial one, 500, right there at 175.12, which would be, almost right up here, like top tick in this candle, 175.12, the highest possible fill. The second I probably shorted that thing right there, I was instantly in the green comfortably. This by down here, it's already up, maybe $100 bucks, $200. Tries to go for it again, 174.80. I added, so this one I added right there, and then exactly what I thought would do happened. So buyers can't get this thing to break out. We just tried for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. This thing did not break out. It's going to flush, going to trap all of these buyers here. And then eventually, if they added here, 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 their stop is going to be right below it, which would be here, 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 and here. And so I added short there, got this move back down. I think I covered a little too early again, but I did hold a lot to VWAP. So I think I did a good job on this one to hold. So it looks like my first sell 173.90. So halfway through the candle, I got half of my position out, or I guess not half of it, but somewhere around here. So 174. Looks like my lowest sell was 171.33. So down here, and then I still had some covering down here, and then I actually had a stop in place on the last 100 shares in case this thing wanted to sell back on down to lows. That would have been an extra 1, 2, 3, almost $4 a share with 100 shares. Could have been another 400 bucks. But at that point, I was already up 1.2k. So if this thing stopped me out back up here, I would have lost 70, 80, 100 bucks. So it closed me out at like 1.1k. But that trade itself, taking in consideration what was happening, was the 5 minute telling me taking a good risk to reward entry, looking for what could happen. If it squeezes me out, then great. If not, then I just nailed a very nice trade. And honestly, it was a Friday. After that, you could see I took, I think, 2 more scalps, like barely any profit, like 10 bucks each. I think, I don't even know what those were. I think one of them, yeah, so one of them I tried making I think my PNL said like 99 cents, so I was like, oh, I need 1 penny to break this dollar. So I took a 5 cent, $5 5 share trade. I ended up losing 87 cents. So then I tried it again. For some reason, when I clicked 5 shares and I entered the trade, closed it, and then I did it again, it defaulted it to 100. So I got lucky on that one. And then I don't know what the heck this was. I think I was gonna try to take a short for the breakdown of this pennant here, not pennant, ascending pattern that I called out before I ended streaming, and actually ended up playing pretty nice. So right here, I think I drew this pattern here for the stream. As soon as I was getting out, I said if you get a breakdown here, look for the short, and then this thing actually pulled down pretty nicely after that. So that's going to be it for this recap, guys. If you guys enjoy, if you guys are learning a lot from these recaps, please leave a thumbs up. Please help me get the algorithm to promote it to other people so more people can join us live and just create an overall community for people to come in and learn. I don't charge for anything, guys. The only thing you would pay for is if you want my course, which is down below, and you guys can check that out as well. I'm also still trying to get these hats done. You know, it's a little bullish hat. I absolutely love this hat, but I'm still getting a few things fixed as far as sizing, colors, and logos and stuff like that. So you know, it takes a little bit of time to talk to manufacturers while they're making new one. And I'm also making a bear one with the red one, and the thing, and obviously not bullish and a bull. It'll be a bearish and a bear. So you guys stay tuned for the hat. And mugs as well, but that one's been such a pain. It's so annoying talking to manufacturers. Anyways, a little bit of a tangent. You guys have a good weekend. You guys have, hopefully you guys do something fun or just study or relax or whatever, but I'll be back here on Monday morning, 15 minutes before market opens. So I will see you guys then. Leave some comments down below of anything you guys want. How'd you guys do today? What'd you guys trade? What do you guys think of the overall market? Banks crashing. Let me see as far as, yeah, this is crazy. Anyways, you guys take care, and I will see you guys on Monday.